I was very interested in technology in the developing world. Found one of the projects that took me a little bit out of my comfort zone, working more with hardware and mobile phone development, but I learned a lot. It's very exciting for us that the sensors are going to be going to Ethiopia, and after the researchers go out in the field, I'm sure they'll have a lot of feedback. Talking to the researchers, 4 hours is about how much time people take gathering water. We did implement like a movement detection algorithm that we call a movement done once the sensor's been idle for more than 2 minutes. And then when I press start data collection, it'll send via Bluetooth all the timestamp pairs. We get the sensor ID, house ID, the date of deployment, the unique person identifier for who's the main person carrying the water can, the can volume, and then a link to where you save the picture.
Great. And then export it all into a single CSV.
Right. So we can export into a CSV file all the unique data.
In our case, all we have is a phone, and making it work in an environment that it wasn't necessarily designed to work in, like running Java on a phone, you still have to make a solution that's useful and meaningful.
Our main idea is to have these field coordinators, instead of when they sit down to actually copy these forms or enter this data, we want them to be able to take something like an Android phone and take a picture of a device, or not a device, take a picture of a form. What we ended up doing was sort of dividing a form into segments. And we say that a segment is basically some rectangle on the page that surrounds basically the prompt and the data.
There are mobile data collection tools that exist, such as ODK. But the issue with ODK is that you have to create the form prior to using it in the field, and then the form has to be filled out on the phone, where we're looking to import data from forms that have already been filled out on paper. They're also expensive and proprietary, so the solution that we develop here will be able to make available to customers to modify as they wish. There are computer vision libraries that currently exist. We use OpenCV to facilitate the bubble training and the forms training and stuff like that, but they don't have bubble form detection specifically built into them. They're just a tool that we use.
We're trying to solve data management. In developing regions, it's very hard to organize data using technology because there really isn't that many. And using paper, there's a scaling issue. It's hard to store a large amount of data because you need physical forms. It's hard to share the data, and it's hard to make copies of it. And so we're thinking of using mobiles because of the smartphone technology that's available nowadays. It's very easy to just store information in the phone. And we have a database that's stored inside a smartphone, and we're mainly using SMS messages because it's cheap, it's fast, and it's reliable, the 3 main points that we're trying to address. And SMS allow us to structure messages in a way that we can pass information.
4.6 million South Africans are infected with HIV, and that's more than any other country in the world. 40% of the children that are infected with HIV were infected through breast milk. Commercial pasteurization is too expensive, and it's not appropriate for South Africa and the South African milk banks. Often they don't even have measuring devices like thermometers. So what they do is they wait until the water is boiling, and then they consider the process to be complete, and they will remove the milk out of the water. Our device in this improved process, though, will tell them that the threshold criteria has been met and that the milk is safe to serve. This is a wireframe of our Android application for the quality assurance person. It alerts the QA person when temperature data has been received. It just provides the QA person with a concise view of the temperature data. As you can see here, we basically have a temperature curve that has a line at the threshold temperature with the maximum temperature marked clearly, and then some fields down here that indicate the maximum temperature and the time above the threshold temperature, which is 55 degrees.
Not 15 or 20 miles from here is an area that, unlike the healthcare hub of Seattle proper, has really awful healthcare statistics. Tuberculosis, diabetes, asthma, the healthcare indicators across the board are awful in South King County, particularly in Tukwila and SeaTac. There's a lot of poverty, there's a lot of immigrant populations, there is not a lot of healthcare healthcare infrastructure. There's no hospital, there's no central health clinics, and there are a lot of languages spoken. So a local group called Global to Local have gotten together to create this Global to Local initiative. This quarter we have focused on an application to help connect people. The goal here is to make it easier and quicker to do basic healthcare screening. Once anyone has been accepted as the interpreter, the system sends out another system, a random number. So we want to be able to be sure that all of the messages coming from the server are authentic.
So you guys are my service right now.
Yeah, we are the Spanish language translators. You've sent this SMS to the service. It's being fielded by the server, and it's going to find.
Where's the server? I don't know Spanish.
That's okay. We don't need that. Which brings up a notification on the interpreter cell phone who can handle it. It's available in speech sign language. You click that, and it gives a message. Will you accept a Spanish interpreting request now?
Okay.
So if I say yes, it's going to send the request back to the server, let it know that someone has accepted this, and it's going to do two things. It's going to send back a message to me.
My phone number, right?
It's sending a message to me that dials the person who said they needed interpreting help.
Okay.
It takes about 30 seconds tops. We're connected.
Okay, cool. And then now you can translate.
Just think of it as your bilingual friend.
Exactly. Cool.